Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
And a wonderful morning to you. This is Newsline, live as always from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And this morning, it's very serious. We have to discuss the role of good governance and the role of media. What should the media be? Should it be subservient on the basis that there are no white vans? But have the white vans been replaced by an economic white van? Let's hear more. Our guest this morning, my friend, my colleague, Bandula Jayasekara, is joining me, and Azad Salih. Good morning to you, Bandula. Good morning to you, Mr. Azad Salih.
Good morning, Faraz.
Good morning, Shaukat.
Well, wonderful to see you here, Mr. Salih. Now then, tell me, what's going on? Should the media be subservient in the face of the absence of white vans? Or so, dear Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe is implying?
See, Faraz, the main topic here for the Prime Minister to make a statement like that, this was the expectation of the public in Sri Lanka.
What, for the media to be subservient?
No. Actually speaking, all these accusations of the previous regime was our theme during the last election. We spoke that we will have media freedom, the white vans will not be there, we will have everybody to do whatever they want, and the democracy. But today, you come and say this as a threat to media is no good. For you to say that they did this and today it's not that. No, it can't be that. The people voted for the good governance government to be that. It's a people's government, a transparent government, a good governance government, with every community to live together as one. These are the things that we spoke of. And the public is today totally disappointed with all the activities that is happening in the government.
But you know, in the previous government and the media were, you know, all sorts of terrible things were done to the media. You know, in our case, we were burnt, we were stoned, we were Claymore bombed, for heaven's sake. What more? You know, and we were given a rather torrid time. And the Rajapaksas, led by Mahinda Rajapaksa, thought that this was a jolly good thing to do. And it went on and on and on. But the people, they too felt the way, the nava of the media. And you know what happened to them. You know, they controlled every blessed thing in terms of the media. The media, I think there was only one shining light in this whole darkness, and that was Team Newsfirst, you know, Srivastava and so on. Bandula, is it fair? You've been a media man much of your life. How do you feel when you read or when you hear our dear Prime Minister, this person whom a lot of people had so much of expectations, such gilded prospects awaited Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe when he came to power? You know, yesterday, Bandula, I said three things, three numbers: 40, 23, 29. Do you know what it is?
29.
40, the number of years Ranil has been a parliamentarian. 23, the number of years he's been leading the United National Party. 29, the number of elections, whatever level that he has been the leader of, in which they lost. And then, is it right for what he says?
No, I was just thinking, for us now, the dear Prime Minister's uncle once said, I have so much of powers, I can't only do this, make a man a woman and a woman a man. And now the dear Prime Minister is trying to do the impossible. He's trying to give us, make this 25 hours. He wants to give us, make a day 25 hours and give us one more hour. That's what he's trying to do. But having said that, now the dear Prime Minister...
That's a request by you.
Yeah, no, that's what he said, according to, right?
Yeah, he has a very dry sense here.
Right, and this is the same Prime Minister in Parliament who said, okay, James Bond and ridicule. Now see what's happening at the Presidential Commission. No, he has to eat his own words.
Yeah.
He's the one who's ridiculed the masses and try to make a joke of it.
Yeah.
The same way, this is the same Prime Minister who talks of the International Democratic Union, he says he talks of the West,
That's
but
right.
he can't accept criticism. Then he should not be in politics if he cannot accept criticism. He should leave politics. Then why did he come to politics? You know that likes of Sir John Kutalawala, who used to invite the cartoonist and have breakfast with them. You must have the sense of humor. You must be able to accept criticism, constructive criticism. We are not saying we are always right. Nobody could be right. Are they right? So, if he is not sensitive, if he cannot accept people's grievances when they went, then he should not be in politics. Maybe he should join the media.
Well, not our media, because we have stood by our beliefs.
Yeah, no, but
Come what may.
And then
our owners have displayed a huge appetite for the media to report and let the people decide.
And he comes from a media background, if one looks at it as such.
Yes.
So what happens if he can't? It's
But
sad.
has he? I want to ask you this. You may be almost an authority on Mr. Wickramasinghe. Has he ever worked? Has he done a job in which he's earned his money?
No.
Has he practiced as a lawyer?
No.
Has he got a fee? Has he gone for postponements, dates as the lawyers
when
call
he was
it?
young, his uncle got him into politics and he was busy with that right throughout.
So he doesn't know what it is to be a working man.
Actually, for us, I don't know, when these accusations are leveled at the UNP,
Yeah.
right, as a whole, they are not ready to accept it. Now, if you take the bond issue,
Yeah.
when this surfaced, I think I was with HE at the Commonwealth in London. We heard the news and we were at breakfast. HE called the secretary, Abekon, and told him, inform the media that I will be appointing a 3-member commission
Yeah,
Within-
she's at the commission.
in London.
Yeah.
In 1 hour, we receive another telephone call to say the Prime Minister has appointed a 3-member committee. Not a commission, but a committee. Then President was not happy because the UNP affair, the UNP itself has come forward and the UNP is putting up a committee. All of UNP lawyers. So what is the report of this committee? This committee came up with a report saying that there was no bond scam. Okay, so that was closed. President did not give up because the UN cry for this to be investigated was at large. President appointed the commission. Now, the commission is hearing everybody. Commission has still more people to question.
But do you
I
believe
tell
that?
the media
Yeah.
is don't be in a hurry to pin this whole thing on one person. This is not a one person affair. This is a UNP's affair. Where the party chairman was present, where the secretary was present
It was
at an
one-
unauthorized meeting which they cannot attend.
We must.
As the finance minister,
Yeah.
on section 41 I think, he had the right as the finance minister to be there, go for any meeting. All that is his privilege. But never, he wasn't there. It was the chairman of the UNP and the secretary of the UNP who were present at that meeting.
Yeah.
Then what did they want at that meeting? They wanted 75 billion for highways. Now, the investigation has come and the investigators have now gone up to the extent to see whether the bond scam and Ravi Karunanaka's purchase of a house is there.
Yeah,
They have gone to.
But-
My point is, no, it has to go further. The other 2 members of that UNP have to be investigated. The 3-member commission, whoever who sat and said there is nothing wrong, they also must be brought into the commission
Well, I think
and
they should.
questioned.
But for us now,
Yeah, go on.
no, coming back, we were discussing the media, Prime
Yeah.
Minister's attack on media, but I have got a viewer who has sent me a message
Yeah.
saying that, if you look at the media, I mean, with all respect, Prime Minister's Secretary of Media, Samana Taudehiti, is a wonderful human being. He's a good man. But the viewer has reminded us that he's the chairman of a government TV station. You just got a call from them. Is that fair? So when he criticizes the other media institution.
It's a bit like
Is that transparent?
It's a bit like what they said about what Eran Wickramaratne said about the role of the central bank, that they shouldn't be the regulator and the owner of a business, but they should be the regulator definitely, and that their ownership should be vested maybe with the treasury.
Before we go here and there, I think you remember at several talks with you and Faraz, both I have mentioned, this country had 3 finance ministers.
That's right.
I have been mentioning this. Who is the person who is responsible to central bank? None other than the Prime Minister of this country. He has to take the full blame. He is responsible for that because the central bank came under him right throughout from 2015. Who is in charge of the banks? Kabir Hashim. Who is in charge of customs and signing of the note is Ravi Karunanayake. So, a deal that has happened, a scam that has happened, we have, as media, come to conclusion, Ravi Karunanayake, just seal him and finish this commission. No, we are not going, we are not ready for that.
I can't agree to that.
No, we want a full investigation done. All the people responsible must be taken into.
Mr. Karunanaike's role,
yeah,
sorry, is not, his affairs is not the creation of the media. We don't bring the media into this. In fact, to be fair, on our network, we never brought Mr. Karunanayake into this game because, as you well spotted, the central bank was not listed under Mr. Karunanayake. It was listed under the Prime Minister. It was gazetted under there. So we left him alone because on his own he wanted to discuss it. He made some statements which he probably now regrets, but by and large, we didn't go down that route. It is not the media's problem or fault or making when some witness comes and mentions that. But we mustn't change the focus. That's by the way. And that Mr. Karunanayake and Mr. Wickremesinghe, party people, they're going to have to sort that out. We must not move and shift our focus away. We are the ones who carried this bond gate right from the beginning.
Exactly.
When we were screaming our heads off and shouting and alerting the public as to what was happening, people really did think that we were perhaps a little bit cuckoo. Well, we're not. And we've got a presidential commission to prove that, Azad. So,
my point is not
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Who is the central bank gazetted under?
The Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. So why is it that the Prime Minister, before, when Mr. Mahendran was removed, or not removed, but when the President didn't give him his own contract, the Prime Minister took this fellow all around on official delegations. He was a common visitor at the Finance Secretariat, in spite of letters to say that, he doesn't hold he's not employed. Yeah, we know that. There are other ways. There are consultancies and so on. But Kirti Tennakoon, he produced a photocopy of a document which shows that Mahendran had signed the register. So he was there.
And we showed on our network.
And we showed it on our
during this
network.
overseas visit.
So, there's no way that the Prime Minister is not involved in this. And what was the role of Malik Samaravikrama on that fateful day in February when he attended a meeting discussing state finances? He was not an MP. He was the leader of a party. So in that case, they should have had a party leadership meeting. What do you say?
Exactly. He was the advisor to the Prime Minister at that time. That is how he attended that meeting.
So, we can't, we're not here to sort of, shall we say, give a reference to Ravi or to anybody else. That's not our role. In fact, our role is different. Our role is to inform the public of what is going on.
See, Faraz, I was watching Face the Nation yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw the leading lawyer, Dasturi.
Yes, Mr. Govind Dasturi.
Govind Dasturi.
Yeah.
Very wonderful analysis of this whole thing, and he made it very clear. adverse publicity with regarding to this, and if the commission goes wrong, violating the norms of their commission, this could lead to something else, which has previously happened, he said. Correct? That's what he said.
That's right.
The Supreme Court can squash the entire commission if you deviate. Now you can see this happening. I don't, for a moment, I think that the government is doing this to take this commission here and there and finally come out and say they have gone beyond their.
But mind you, these
But
Mr. Dasri also pointed out, and it was supported by Mr. Rusripala, in which they acknowledged that the remit of the commission was very wide-ranging.
No, that we can
and
say.
these are like
we
a
can
serving,
say, but what I'm trying to say
serving
is
Supreme Court judge, Prasanna Jayawardena.
Yes.
So these are serving
Supreme
respected
Court
people.
judge can be there.
Yeah.
He is saying that is one of the best three people that have been put in. All that he says, okay. But what he says is that if you deviate, that can be a point to squash the entire commission. So that is the most important thing. We don't want that to happen.
Now, the
All
best-
what we
the best
want
thing about
is the
this-
culprit
Yeah.
board to book.
But you know, the President Sirisena has, by choice, put in these, appointed these commissioners.
Yeah.
And when I've been there and I followed these proceedings, it was so obvious that the commissioners themselves knew what they knew the subject. And at one point, Prasanna Jayawardena, one of the commissioners, he said, "Look, we too have these documents," and he's a financial man, and he was able to very simply cut to the chase. Whilst Mr. De Oliveira was giving long questions with many possible answers, Mr. Prasanna Jayawardena was able to cut it down, get rid of the salad, and deal with the meat, and very quickly say, this is what the question is. And you know, he wasn't having it.
Again.
When Mr. Karunaka said, claimed that it was an innocuous question, it was of no relevance, but Mr. De Oliveira asked him, "Have you heard of Emil Carlton?" And he said, "Who's that?" And he said, "Well, he's a terrorist." And he said, "Oh, that's news to me." That prompted Prasanna Jayawardena to say, "Don't you read the papers? How can you be the foreign minister if you don't read the papers?" That is not the point. The point there was, they were trying to establish was, obviously, that Mr. Karunaka wasn't even saying things that he knew he wasn't saying it. And he was a little bit too tight, but it was in the beginning of his testimony. That's all fine. But, you know, what I want to ask you, Azad, the three of us here, we all know Ravi. Is your friendship, will it affect your judgment on the whole matter?
No. See, it's not the question of friendship. Anybody who has done a mistake has to be taken to task. That I have been always saying. Right? Let us, what I say is, let us focus on the issue and see who and who are responsible.
That's true.
Not to pinpoint at one person and finish this commission off.
No,
because
that's not.
end of the day, what we need is good governance. This is what we promised. We are people who went and took to the streets
Yes, but it doesn't
and brought
mean-
this government
yeah,
to power.
You know, what's happened to Mr. Karunaka has happened to Mr. Karunaka. It's up to him and his party leader to sort it out before forcing the president to come and start playing the role of president. Now, the president's been very nice about this. You know, he's not doing a minor Rajapaksa and he's not being an autocratic leader. He's saying, listen, you guys sort it out, right? I'm sure they sort it out. But we mustn't forget, because while, you know, for example, it's this debate here. We've now suddenly again gone to Ravi K. We are not saying that we are not saying he's a goody two shoes. We have our sympathy and so on. That's done now. Let's focus on the others. What was the role of Malik Samaravikrama? Why was he there?
This is my problem
No,
also.
for us also now, we don't
Other,
hold-
the
yeah.
most important thing here is We are all fighting that a substantial amount of money has gone from central bank. What is our ultimate intention is that who took this money and this money was come back. That should be our focus. So we all have to strive together to see that this money has been taken by whom, and that the result has to come, and the money has to come back to the central bank office.
No, but now, for us, we are not holding a brief for anybody, but I think most of these politicians are crooks. They have plundered the nation, and they should be punished, irrespective of color.
You nearly said it. It's, we must bear in mind. In fact, I wish I'd said, last night I said 40, 23, 29. I should have added 8.5. Do you know what 8.5 is? In fact, it's not 8.5, it's 12.5. 12.5 billion rupees of the people, the workers' monies, EPF, has been squandered, lost. They've gambled this money away. And who does he think, this chap, Saman Kumar or whoever it is, who was, for 2 years and more, in the entire tenure of Mr. Arjuna Mahendran as the governor, the committee that decides on what to buy and not buy at the EPF never met, which was carte blanche for this fellow to go ahead and start buying and selling and trading on the secondary market. Within minutes, within half an hour, Perpetual were selling to somebody and they were selling to somebody, and then finally the EPF buys it. They were ready, willing and able buyer. Why? Why didn't they buy on the primary market? And they've cost the people's money. And now everybody is forgotten about it. They're arguing about rents and properties and all that. What about the monies that have been invested in the stock market?
There was this movie, Friends with Benefits.
Yeah.
You remember that movie?
Yes.
There are always friends with benefits. You have mentioned this some time ago.
Yes.
For us, I think we have been talking about this, not only entire corruption, from the day this government came to power. See, who is going and handing over no confidence motion? A-class crooks who have been found guilty. Some fellows have been found guilty also by now, right? They are going and handing over this. Why did this happen? Because the government that came to power could not do anything. 2.5 years.
Not a single
MP. The single MP was not arrested up to today. How many billions of rupees that you were talking of during election?
But we have discussed this for us. This is one big club.
Yeah.
This is one big club.
Exactly.
They have flowery clubs, but they now have clubs outside of the flowery.
We were very openly accusing Mr. Wickramasinghe for not taking action. Right?
Oh, I was going to. I thought you were going to say that you were openly accusing him of being a member of the flowery club.
No. What I'm trying to say is that I always asked in your media also, what is the agreement between the Ranil Wickramasinghes and the Rajapaksas? Because everybody, you see, Tajuddin's murder, nothing. The doctor who took out all the spare parts of that boy is still at large, right? They can't arrest him. No other person was questioned.
It's absolutely disgusting.
Disgusting.
It's absolutely
disgusting. We are doomed. They are doing the same thing. Everybody is doing the same thing. They know what they are doing. All these politicians together.
Because
of that, they can't face an election. So they keep postponing elections also.
I want to say that this opposition were given this entire matter on not a silver plate, but a platinum plate. The Bond Gate matter. All they had to do was take it and run with it. At the beginning, they did a few here, a few there, a demonstration here, a demonstration there.
And also, I forget 1 minute, please. Yeah. You saw the lost president's interview. What did he say? I have today formed a group, in your media, formed a group that is working with this. They have handed over a motion. I am not a party to this motion. I have not signed. In my lifetime, after I became a MP, I have still not voted against anything or voted for anything. So I am not going to vote, he said. And that was in the afternoon. But same day, in the evening, I don't know whether he was drunk, he came there. If you see the videos, you will laugh at it, that I am going to vote, not only for Mr. Karunanaka, but for the entire government. What is this? See, they don't have a plan.
I think, Bandula, that and I'm going to ask this question to both of you. Do you think that MR and RW, I'm not going to say RK because there's no RK. Remember he said there's no RK. So RW and MR, do you think they're going to get together? And when they do get together, are they going to really do the people over? Are they going to stuff the people again?
This is what I have been telling right throughout. They will get together. You wait and see.
And then obviously we'll be stuffed again, won't we?
The entire country will be stuffed.
No, I would say all these 225 people, like you said, they are a club. They are trying to take the people for a ride. They are all the same. I mean, all these politicians. I don't know whether
I was deeply disappointed by during that proceedings when Mr. Karunaka was coming out. You know, and our cameras captured it. I was really upset about it. And there it was, this young doctor, what's his name, Karvinda? Jayawardena, was standing next to Ravi and asked him, what are you doing? He said, well, you know, party, and I'm here just to give him a bit of moral support. I said, that's true, but where are the others?
But for us, it should be country before party.
Exactly.
This is what they were elected by the people to serve the people.
They have forgotten this. Country before party. They have forgotten it. They have forgotten.
They got to rise above. You know, this is what they have to do. And then to serve the people. They are elected to serve the people. Unfortunately, our friend Assad is still not in parliament.
But perhaps they will.
That was the first camp. I was thrown out.
But now, what do you think we should do? How are we going to find out? How are we going to expose Mr. Samari Wickrama's role? I am deeply suspicious as to why a person who had nothing to do was present. His only qualification had to be that, well, he's an advisor, and I don't believe that either. Well, he must have been. Who cares? But what is his special advisory role? What does he know about the central bank that somebody else didn't know? Why Mr. Vikram Singh has got all sorts of economists. He's got Dr. Razin Salih from Singapore and so on. So why couldn't he get somebody? Because they won't be pliable like his friend.
There is a Sinhalese drama which says Horu Samage Heluwen. That means you are naked with the rogues. What else could we say? Horu Samage Heluwen.
Do you think? We want 1 minute more, right? Yeah. Do you think the people of Sri Lanka, I know we all have a legitimate expectation that this money must be returned. Do you think it will happen? Do you think it will happen?
It has to happen.
Because, but then Malik is the money keeper.
See, they have to start investigating Malik. All these businesses must be investigated. All monies must be investigated. How much of money, how much he has declared in parliament must be investigated. The buildings that he bought over must be investigated.
What about this billion rupee? Somebody told me this is completely without any basis, I must say, but I'm just relating a story that somebody told me a couple of days ago. But that chap's in the stock market, and he said to me, do you know that a certain politician has invested $1 billion rupees in the stock market? I said, really? I said, so what? Maybe he's got money. You know, just because you're a politician doesn't mean that you have to be a pauper, right? And he said, well, this politician kind of parachuted into the system. I'm saying no more. But apparently, Ravi K, or Karu, or RK, whatever his name is ready and able to provide the details. As Minister of Finance, he must have known about this. Is this an attempt to shut him up?
That's what I said. The entire thing, they are only trying to pinpoint at a person and see that the rest don't come out.
It's very unfortunate.
Let it come to the open and let it come.
Let the commission. Now President has extended the term by another 3 months. Let the investigation, as I told you, let them take everybody concerned. But today, last night I heard, now they are trying to drop the two that we were talking of, and now Mr. Vikram Singh is going to be summoned before the commission. This is the latest.
I can't understand why he should be summoned. He is the minister in charge of the subject. B, he's the one who came to Parliament and said, I instructed the way the bonds are issued to be changed. Yeah, right.
Full responsibility.
He's forgotten about the Monetary Law Act. Is it 40 years of experience, 4 times Prime Minister, doesn't know the procedure. So he told his mate, Mahendran, to change the rules. He shouldn't have. He should have gone back and got the agreement of the Monetary Board of Sri Lanka.
Don't forget, he is a member of the International Democratic Union. This is his type of good governance.
But finally, you know, I think we've finished our time, but finally, I want to say this. You're on the cocktail circuit. Why don't you ask these blessed embassies, what on earth, why are they silent today? I was a bit surprised, and before I could make the call to Dr. Saravanamuthu, he issued his statement. Well done to him. But why is it, this international community, why are they silent now? Why are they not opening their mouths? Why is it all okay because Wickremesinghe is the Prime Minister? And what about this the National Life Bill?
They are waiting for the entire outcome. I think they are waiting for the outcome to come out because
they didn't wait for the outcome when Rajapaksa was the president.
No,
because this is like say
accusations were very, very clear.
For us is done. You wear the suit and do this.
Yeah.
Not in the sarong. This is the whole.
This is the whistle and flute.
Yeah, like you said,
say.
Cocktail circuit. That's the difference.
Right.
Maybe.
Cocktail circuit.
What do they serve there? Mango juice?
I don't know.
That's the cocktail.
Depending on the personalities. What they want.
Yeah.
It's served. Whatever they want.
This is the sarong johnnies and the trouser johnnies. That's the difference.
I think we should leave this program with this thought. National Audit Bill. The Audit Bill. Why is it missing? Ladies and gentlemen, think about it. Audit Bill. Azad Saleh, thank you very much for being on Newsline. Bandula, it's been great.
Thank you.
Shall we do Talk of the Town with Mr. Saleh, you and him?
Yeah.
That's it from Newsline. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again, same time, same place tomorrow with Sonali Wanigabadugay, because Bandula and I are off to Kotmale, and we'll bring you a brilliant report, a travel log from Kotmale. Take care.
Also,
Take care, and God bless.
Get some curd also.